Hello, Peoria Heights. We're back with another stimulating and provocative episode of Tower Talk, your chance to get to know the special people who make this village what it is. Today we have the muscle behind the municipality, the two poobahs of public works, the guys who get your streets plowed, your potholes fixed, your bathtubs filled, and your thirst quenched. And so a towering Tower Talk welcome to Dave Marfeld, Peoria Heights Water Superintendent, who by the way is so dedicated he's here on his day off. And we also have Mike Casey, your street superintendent, who, by the way, actually shaved for today's show. He's going all Hollywood on us.
Yeah.
So, hello. Hello to you both. Tell us about yourselves and your duties here in the Heights. Dave, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I'm a lifelong Heights resident, went to Peoria Heights schools. Been married 15 years. My wife's from Northern California. She's a Heights transplant. We got 4 kids who all attended either or are still attending Peoria Heights schools. Very involved in the community, volunteering, that type of stuff.
How'd you lure your bride back from Northern California? San Francisco area?
Sacramento.
Sacramento,
Chico,
okay.
yeah, Sacramento, Chico. She came here because of me.
Because
I'm such a great guy.
Wow, okay, so I see.
No, she...
that's the magnet, that explains it.
She said the Midwest is the place to raise a family, so... I've been here with the Public Works Department for 8 years. Prior to that, this is my second stint with the village. From '96 to 2002, I was a 911 dispatcher at the police department.
Okay.
Then I went to East Peoria, and I was a dispatcher over there for 8 years. And then actually a chance meeting at the gas station with Mr. Casey got me here at 2010.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your job and what exactly you're doing, Mike, what you do.
Well, I'm kind of wearing 2 hats right now. I'm, like you said, my title is the superintendent of the water department. So I basically do all the supervisory, administrative stuff as far as the water department, and then I'm also still doing the daily locates, still doing water shutoffs,
okay.
Service calls, that type of thing.
Okay, so. Okay, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from and how long you been here.
I'm a lifelong resident, 55 years old. I went through the schools, kindergarten through 12th here in Peoria Heights, and I'm married. Been married 35 years. Have 3 children. 1 daughter and 2 boys.
Okay.
Was in the military right after high school for 15 years. Took the early retirement in
which branch of the service?
The U.S. Army.
Okay. For
15 years, and then I got out January '95. Started here in June of '95.
Okay.
So I've been here about 24 years now. So I love the Heights, and this is my hometown. So
tell us a little bit about your job. What you do every day.
There's a lot to do on the streets as far as a lot of work we do in the summertime. If it's trimming trees, fixing streets, potholing, milling, filling it with asphalt. Wintertime we do the snow plowing and all the good winter duties around.
Okay,
so.
yeah, well you had a busy winter.
Oh yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, right.
Hoping it's over here.
Right.
So Dave, most folks turn on the tap without giving any thought at all to how the water gets to their house and how it gets to their home safely. So maybe you could tell us a little something about the water department here that maybe most locals don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Before I started working here, all I knew is I turned the tap on and I had fresh, clean drinking water. It is a very complex and very detailed path to your tap. It's about a 2 or 3 day process from the aquifer, to the storage tank, treatment, and then through the distribution system into your tap. So
sure.
It definitely is. It's kind of an out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Right.
You just turn the tap on and there it is, but it really is a complex path to your house.
Yeah, so the water system obviously is owned by the village, owned by the ratepayers here of the village of Peoria Heights. Any thought ever been given to going with a private operator? It's been a kind of a controversial thing over in Peoria with Illinois American.
No, we take pride in our customer service and we take pride in our lower monthly payments.
What would the average bill in the Heights be, for example?
I don't know if there is an average. It depends on consumption.
Yeah.
I would say the average is maybe 90. Well, every 3 months. Maybe,
every 3 months.
Yeah,
okay.
90, $100, and that.
Oh wow, that is an expensive.
Yeah, you're almost double or triple if you go. Let's say to Illinois American.
Okay.
And like I said, this isn't a shot against Illinois American. I'm sure they have great customer service, but we kind of had that small hometown, customer service feel.
Sure.
When you call the water office and you need attention, you're going to get it fairly quick.
So where does the Heights water come from? I mean, does it all come from an aquifer, 100% of it? Or
Yes, we have.
None of it comes from the river?
No, we are a groundwater aquifer. It's a Sand-Cody aquifer. We have 5 wells, and they range about 150 feet deep each.
Okay.
And we use, wintertime we're using 1 well, and in summertime when we have our high water usage, we're using 2 wells at once.
Okay. So how would you rate the Heights water in terms of safety and purity? I mean, is there any element concentration in particular that you have to treat for, or is it, or?
Yeah, I would say it's very safe. We have very strict guidelines we have to follow with the EPA.
Mm-hmm.
We test our water daily, and we send samples in for testing twice a month to the EPA.
Okay.
We treat our water with fluoride, phosphate, and chlorine.
Okay.
No special filters or treatments.
Okay.
But yeah, we have our challenges.
Yeah.
We do get brown water on occasion, but but really it's safe.
And it's the Sand-Cody aquifer, correct?
Yes, correct.
Which is one of the largest aquifers in the continental United States, I believe.
Yeah.
So are boil orders or that sort of thing very common in the Heights, or is that a rare thing? Or?
No, we try to avoid boil orders. If you see a boil order in Peoria Heights, it's out of necessity. They're obviously unforeseen. If you see a boil order, you know that we have got something. I wouldn't say major. We have something important that's happened. So no, we try to. Boil orders are inconvenience for us, but mainly for our customers, and we try to avoid that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about this award the Village's Water Department recently won. You've got to be proud of that.
Yeah, we won the Illinois Rural Water Association 2019 Illinois Water System of the Year. Illinois Rural Water Association is a non-for-profit association that basically assists. It's a group of water professionals in the industry that assist or helps rural departments. I know we're not really rural because we're surrounded by Peoria, but based on the size of our distribution system, we are considered a rural department. And every year they nominate 3 finalists for the award, and we were one of the finalists. And they came in December and did an interview with me, and they took a tour of the plant, and we went down in February to Effingham at their annual technical conference, and they chose us as a winner. So got a little recognition. We've got an award that is downstairs in the water office. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
You have to be proud of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. We got a lot of great guys here that
So how many ratepayers are there in the Heights here?
We have 2,700 customers.
Okay. So any specific challenges that the water system here faces? You brought that up a minute ago, but I mean, in the age of the system, for example, is that, I don't know how old it is, and if you have to repair a lot of lines or replace a lot of lines, or
yeah, we have several challenges. The biggest challenge is its topography, with all the valleys and the hills.
Sure.
We have to use a lot of high pressure pumps to get the water up the hill to service the customers.
Okay.
Are
all the wells down the bottom of the hill?
Yes, the wells are below the hill, so we've got to get water up here to our observation tower, which is a 500,000 gallon storage tank.
Okay.
And we, as everybody else, we have aging infrastructure. We've got water mains that are 100 years old. So we are trying to comprise a plan to start replacing those. We have replaced some in the past 4 or 5 years. It's rather costly.
I know
so
it is,
we're starting the savings account now to hopefully in the near future start replacing some of those.
Yeah, I know ancient river towns, they've got some really old ancient water lines, those mains. I mean, I once downtown Peoria once, and the street blew up. I mean, on Adams there, it was a gusher. I mean, talk about the water pressure there. It was. I mean, it was like they were lucky a car wasn't driving over the
top.
We fixed one a couple years ago over on Lake Street by the VFW, and it was stamped 1915.
Oh, you're kidding!
Yeah, and it's still in service as of today. Knock on wood.
So what would that pipe be made of? Would it be made of like iron?
It wasn't wood.
Yeah.
Which they have wood mains.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, you know. I mean, obviously, water is critical. It's a basic necessity, right? It's a staple, you know. And you never hear about it unless you've got a major problem, like in Flint, Michigan, or something like that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And knock on wood, we've never had that issue here.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
We don't need that.
Yeah, no. So, Mike, you just come off a winter season with a ton of snowfall. So, was this one more difficult than most? Or?
Well, we had 17 events this year. Last year we had 4.
Okay.
So the most worst thing, we don't really mind the snow, it's the ice. So we were pretty busy, but to rate them all, we've had worse. But like I said, 17 is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Is a lot that are counted.
So what kind of challenges does that pose for the village and for the budget?
We used approximately 550 tons of salt this year. It came out to about $31,000. I'd say it's about $62 a ton.
I had no idea how much salt costs.
About $62 a ton. Yeah. So, and I ordered every last drop or pebble or whatever you want to call it, salt I could. So we use that. It comes out of MFT funds. So, but we're doing okay. Last year, like I said, we had like what 4 events maybe. Then we didn't hardly use any salt, so I was stockpiled, but so it's kind of challenging.
So did you run out of salt this year?
No,
no. So there'll be some left.
I went to 120%, so I got 50 tons at the end, so I probably got about 125, 150 left.
Okay, so where do you go and get your salt? Where does that come from?
It's delivered from down at the river.
Okay.
They barge it in, and then we're on a state bid.
Where does it come from? Do you know?
We're on a state bid down southern Illinois, down by St. Louis. They barge it up this way.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly where. But
so how do you determine how much you're going to need every year? I mean, it's probably just guesswork, right? I mean, you never know for sure.
Well, I talked to everybody at the shop, so we kind of put our minds...
Farmer's Almanac or something?
Well, that was mentioned by one of our workers, but anyway. But usually I go down and look at the salt bin, and like I mentioned earlier, it was like 150, maybe 175 in the bin.
Yeah.
It's not, we don't have a dome, we have a bin, a nice one. And
where's the bin at?
It's down at Cox Street and Boulevard at our street department garage. And I'll look at that, and then we'll kind of determine, okay, how much more do we need to fill it? And we figured we want to put 400 tons in there. So I just turned the paperwork in, so I ordered 425 tons for this next season.
Yeah, so. The tricky part is you have to order it in March for next.
Yeah, I got to order it now.
I mean,
and you pay for it too.
Yeah, sure.
They'll store it at $90 a ton. Okay. Until September.
Yeah.
And if you don't take it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Or they bring it out and you have to put it on the ground, tarp it, and fight it all summer long. I don't want to do that. So.
Okay.
But we're doing okay. I did turn the salt order in for next year, so we'll see how many events we have.
How much did you order for next year?
Oh, it was $425.
Okay.
That's what I ordered. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I asked Dave this, but let me ask you too. So tell us something that maybe most locals don't know about the street department.
Our most challenging, as far as the street department, is the hill over here, Forest Park Drive, and that's what consumes a lot of our salt there. But we have 2 nursing homes.
Because it's like this, right?
Yes, right. Yeah, and we have 2 nursing homes.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times going out the outer circle, them are blocked. So this is good for ambulance service, fire service, police service to get down there. So that's the first thing we hit when we're on call. We go right to the hill. So. Okay. And we've never closed it as far as snow.
Yeah.
Now accidents or something like that.
Yeah. Sure. So how many miles of road do you have to maintain?
27 lane miles, and that's excluding the alleys. Okay. We plow all the roads. Okay. And before we go home, we do all the alleys. So every alley in the Heights is done. So that's our last deal before we leave for the day or night. Sure. Depending on what it is.
So a lot of people complain about the condition of roads in central Illinois, obviously, which is kind of a Midwestern, not here, because I was going to ask you. Which is kind of a Midwestern thing with the freeze-thaw cycle. So how's the Heights keeping up? And do you get compliments? I mean,
we do a lot of times we do. I mean, we're on a seal coat program where we do different areas, and that's helped out a lot. A lot of people call it a Band-Aid, but we put asphalt down and we've seal coated them, and as soon as we see potholes, we get a guy out. Okay. So, I mean, and yes, we are surrounded by Peoria, so you get out past, what is that, Bellevue, and then Peoria starts, or then people be calling, hey, that road's out here. Well, that doesn't belong to us, but we're proactive on a lot of things. So
what should people do if they have an issue, if they have a giant pothole in front of their house? What do they...
Usually we direct them to call Emily down in the water office.
Okay, and what's the number there?
686-2375, and she can fill out a work order and give it to me, and I can pass it on accordingly to whoever's doing that job that day. Okay. So we'll get on as soon as possible. Yes.
So any anecdotes or stories over the years from either of you? You know, maybe a particularly memorable storm where things got hairy, or some challenge that took extra effort or creativity to really address?
Well, as you can imagine, with my 16 years of dispatching and my 8 years here, I could probably write a book.
Yeah,
with
sure.
a story. I don't have a specific story. I love doing my job. I love interacting with the public. We have great citizens here. You know, they make me laugh. They're unique. So
Yeah.
it's great to work with the citizens here.
Okay, Mike, how about
I
you?
think probably the most challenging thing that I remember is the 16-inch water main running through the front yards on Grandview Drive, blowing up twice.
Oh, really?
It was Easter Sunday one day.
Oh, man.
One weekend when I was on call. That was kind of challenging because we had to cut out probably about 10 or 12 feet of that before we got the new one put in. But that was probably the most challenging. But everybody that lived over there was very, you know, they weren't mad or nothing.
Yeah.
They knew that we could fix it. We had a good team to do that. So, but I think everybody pretty much, you know, like what we do. So
I should probably ask you, how many people do you employ here in Public Works?
We have 7.
Okay. Okay.
7 days.
They do a mixture of both.
Okay.
So
Water
one day you could be doing asphalt, the next day you could be fixing the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so multitask.
2 departments with 7 guys, but
Yeah.
we do good though.
Yeah,
Everybody's a
absolutely.
team player, so
Yeah, great.
we get stuff done.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. So, what can local folks do to make your lives, and by extension their own lives, easier when it comes to what Public Works does in the Heights?
Be a little more proactive on, you know, helping out if it's cleaning off a storm drain, a catch basin, pulling a limb off to the side of the road, just kind of interacting with us and stuff. We don't want them to get hurt or anything, but you know, just to kind of help us out in that aspect of things and move their cars off the road when it snows, if all possible.
Right.
So.
All I know is whenever I have I don't live in the Heights, but where I live, they've knocked my mailbox down about 7 times. So I'm on a curb, I'm in a cul-de-sac, and the mailbox is right in the sidewalk.
Right.
And so it's not even in the grass, it's in the sidewalk, which means I have to pour cement every time.
Oh, good gosh.
So, as long as you don't hit any mailbox.
And we do that occasionally. You know, sometimes we do, but we're really proactive. We're out there the next day putting it back up if weather, you know.
Okay, well, maybe I should move to the Heights now.
I've got mailboxes at the garage, so. But we get them up ASAP, so.
Well, this has been fun, so I think we're going to wrap things up here today. And so again, so long. We'll see you in the Heights, and remember to tune in to the next installment of Tower Talk.